It was awesome. It was awesome. Like I fucking was gonna tell you about my personal news and I can't even get to it. I'm just gonna fucking blast off. So yeah, people making 9/11 memes about it were fucking hilarious. Bro, this one really popped off for this guy, for Saint Diavolo. Really popped off for this guy. To those of you saying Will Smith hitting Chris Rock is funny, I ask you this. Replace Will with the word airplanes and Chris with Twin Towers. Not laughing now, are you? That's right. That's right, dude. He's right. It's disgusting that everybody's like laughing about this and making a mockery of it, okay? God damn it, dude. I mean, I would never do that. I would never make a mockery of this slap or 9/11. I don't know how that got there. I'm so sorry. I accidentally retweeted that person and I don't know what that is. I'm trying to delete it. I'm trying to delete it from my computer. I don't know what that is.
Has high.
Oh my God, there are people who are literally saying like 9/11. Oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm fucking all right. I'm blasting off. I can't hold it in. I was gonna tell you guys about my personal news, but I can't. Like, literally, I had an awesome day yesterday, and it was fucking dope. The short and sweet of it is Will came over with Farley, and we had a boys' day all day. Okay, and it felt great. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was, you know, we walked like for miles and miles and miles. We went to Melrose Trading Post. We went and we fucking played basketball in the sun. We tanned. I finally used my pool and jacuzzi for the first time. That was a crazy experience because, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was just a wild experience to finally use the jacuzzi and shit. Obviously, you know, we said no homo beforehand. You know, and also we stood 5 feet between us. Yeah, there was a lot of space. It was like you know, it's cool. Don't worry. Like, not gay. Yeah, we just my first time in the hot tub would be with Will instead of like, I don't know, some sexy ladies that would love to go in the hot tub. Anyway,
27-month Reno's big dog.
So let's do it. Let's talk about let's fucking blast off and let's get right into the thick, juicy slap discourse, dude. How can she slap? I'm back. And my head's full of thoughts I need to get out about the slap. Best memes. Worst takes. Give me anything. I missed streaming after one day of
my wife's name out your fucking mouth, Hasanabi.
After taking one day in okay, let's do it. Let's fucking blast off, boys, girls, MBs. Let's do it. This is dude, I put a 2-parter in there so like people understand that I'm not just like making a 9/11 joke, you know what I mean? Dude, look at this. Look at this. To clarify my earlier tweet, I had to delete. I'm obviously not saying it was the same as 9/11, but Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at a similar live TV shock value that will echo throughout our culture. 9/11 was worse, but Muhammad Atta did not win an Oscar right after. That's what you think, motherfucker. That's what you think. Is this too spicy, boys? Is this too much? Not okay! Look at this. Not okay. Dude, what is happening? Bro, can I just... Okay. I have so many thoughts about this. I have so many thoughts about this. I want to talk about this all day, every day. Mostly because, like... Can I just say 2022 is the year of white people, okay? I want to start off by saying white people are back on top, okay? They need to be. They need to be. Here's why. Listen. They are losing their minds. White people are losing their minds, okay? They're losing their minds. They need an outlet. They need an outlet to be able to get stuff out of there, like to get stuff out. As the unipolar world is changing and American hegemonic status is going away. And American hegemonic status obviously is like, reinforcing white supremacist values at the international scale. While that's happening, I think white people need an outlet. I don't know if that's like being able to say the N-word. I don't know what that is, but it's clear to me that it's very clear to me that there's just something going on where people just fucking lose their shit. And I have almost like 2 different Twitter timelines of this slap event that occurred. Where on the one hand, I have people that are like, me making fun of it, joking about it, saying this is cool actually, and whatever, because ultimately it was who cares? It was like a fucking 2 dudes that know each other for 35 fucking years, that have been working together for, again, 35 fucking years. One guy says something out of pocket, the other guy runs up, slaps him in the face, and it was a perfect slap. Oh my God. I'm going to talk about the consequence, or not the consequence, but like the delivery of that perfect slap. As a Turkish man, this is very important to me, okay? We have a concept called the Ottoman slap. Slapping is profoundly important to the Turk, okay? So when I saw that, it's like my ancestors awoke and said, it's like the sacking of Constantinople. It was like watching Will Smith slap the shit out of Chris Rock was literally like Fatih Sultan Mehmet took over Constantinople once again, because it's like seeing your trademarked incredibly well placed slap on television. Just the entire world sees it. It just broke something in me, okay? It unlocked an epigenetic memory where I was like, that's sick. If he had punched him, I don't know if I'd feel the same way, but that slap, that fucking slap. Oh, anyway. So many of you will not understand that.
Brain rot hassle.
Okay? Yeah, he slapped him like a Bayraktar. However, there were a lot of people who literally lost their minds. I mean, people were like calling the police. People were like, hello? An assault happened. That's a crime. We must call the police. And the thing I don't understand about this is like, there's a couple different things I don't understand. And Jabuki, of course, perfectly talked about it on Twitter. And was able to put into words exactly what I was thinking as well, exactly what other people were probably thinking as well. It was just like, white people love institutionalizing violence and totally acting like institutions are not inherently insanely violent, and then lose their shit when individual violence, like individual acts of violence, no matter how fucking tiny, minuscule, amongst friends, contextually appropriate, contextually inappropriate, will turn around and be like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's unacceptable. And I think I see it. Like, I understand that. Because people literally, on the one hand, people that are like, we need to do nuclear holocaust. We need to fucking, like, we need to close the sky over Ukraine so we can have a nuclear winter, which is fine. Like, we can withstand that. People who are like, pro-Iraq war, pro-war in Afghanistan, people who overlook and don't care about like the death and destruction in Yemen, turning around and being like, I cannot believe two people that know each other, that have worked with one another for 35 fucking years,
I love you, Hasan.
were had a disagreement that had led to an altercation that was like a little baby slap. A slap that was a baby slap, but one that was also, you know, well executed. And it kills me to see that. It was so awesome. It was so fucking awesome. Now, does it mean it's okay to slap someone over a joke? Of course not. Of course not. Obviously. And for the record, like, because I know people will point like to Ethan's tweet and stuff like that. I know where Ethan's coming from. Do you know how many people want to fucking murder me and him for our takes, for things that we say? You have no idea. So, of course, I get it. He is worried. He thinks like, oh, this is crazy. That people are just going to straight up be like, you know, oh, my God, it's open war now. We could just like slap whoever the fuck we want when we don't like it. And I saw a lot of comedians who were very offended. I think Jim Jeffries had a really funny take. He was like, bro, they treat us like shit. Like they treat comedians like shit at the Oscars. Like, just don't do it anymore. They make us host it. They don't even give us fucking comedy Oscars. And then they treat us like fucking shit. And then they literally clapped for Will Smith slapping someone for making a joke. Jim Gaffigan was saying some dumb shit too. And honestly, there's a lot of like I see why people are upset about it. Like I'm a centrist on it. I just want to I revel in the controversy here. I have so many fucking thoughts on it. Judd Apatow had an insane take on it. You know? He laughed at the joke at first. The joke was more out of line than the slap. Okay, dude. No, I mean, the joke wasn't more out of line than the slap. Everybody shut the fuck up. Like, no, he laughed at it. I mean, we're going to watch it. We're going to review it. Okay, just fucking wait. But he laughed at it first, and then he saw his wife not laughing at it and was like, oh, shit. All right, well, time to, you know, time to go and take care of business. So let's get started on just the slap first of all, okay? Does anyone have the Japanese one? Because American TV watchers were not able to see the slap. American TV watchers were not able to actually see the slap because, of course, censorship. You know, freedom of speech, baby. Guess what? Non-existent in America. So let's watch it via Japanese television, which makes it even funnier because the translator is translating some shit as well. Let's see. Oh, wow. So as you can see, wait, let's run that again. I mean, that was like, I want to watch the American version, which is longer.
Hardest job tonight, Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So he laughs. She doesn't appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, G.I. Jane, I didn't fucking know either. G.I. Jane is bald, okay? And Jada has alopecia. Like a lot of, I mean, there's a big chunk of black women that get alopecia. It's a big problem. It's, you know, and that's part of the reason why she's like, it's part of the reason why she has buzzed hair, right? I get it. My mom has, my mom has suffered from a similar condition as well, and it happens for autoimmune reasons. You know what I mean? It's like not great. Okay, that's why she's like, you know, shaving the.
Like a whole snack today.
That's why she shaved her hair. She shaved her head. Some people think that it's like completely out of pocket. Some people think that it's completely unacceptable because it's like a disease or not a disease, but like an autoimmune disorder, and that's why it's like fucked up. Ultimately, you know, this is one of those things where it's like
create the slap with blood.
even though it's out of pocket and it's a low blow, it's literally between people that know each other. You know what I mean? And it's like a odd parasocial situation where we on the outside are looking at people that literally know each other. Like, know each other well, have known each other for fucking 30 years, 40 years almost. Like, that's the crazy part about it, is that, like, these are people, these are black talent that literally fucking grew in an industry side by side for 30 years, right? Like, at a time when the situation was way more segregated than it is now. Okay, obviously not as bad as like the 60s, but like these are artists that grew side by side, actors and talented individuals that grew side by side at a time when, like, you know, Hollywood was even more segregated than it is currently. So for him to just have an insensitive out of pocket joke about that, about Jada, is one thing. Okay, but like people fucking losing their shit over it is kind of crazy. Yeah, Chris Rock has literally been on Fresh Prince.
Yay.
Chris Rock, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Smack, alopecia, Oscars. Yeah, I didn't know she had alopecia either, by the way. There's always a percentage chance a joke will get you into some physical shit. You have to understand the risk about joking about sensitive things. I don't even think he knew. I don't even think he knew what fucking what Jada Pinkett Smith had. Most of you didn't know either. And as a balding man, okay, as a man who has a receding hairline, okay, which, you know, that I have to combat by taking, you know, testosterone blockers and whatnot. Okay. Unacceptable to make fun of bald people. Okay, all jokes aside, no matter what it is, it's just like, what Will Smith did was, you know, ridiculous. Like it certainly, but also it wasn't such a big deal that, like, the way that people are acting like this is, you know, he needs to go to jail immediately. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was a heated fucking moment, and he was human for a brief moment. He was not like an artist. He was not a celebrity. He was just fucking Jada's husband who's very upset. Or rather, Jada's husband who laughed at a joke, didn't realize what was going on, and then she did not appreciate it. He recognized that she had not appreciated it, so he just got up and was like, it's time. It's time to take matters into my own fucking hands. Now, a lot of people also are saying, oh, well, you know, he's a cuck. Oh, he's a cuck. He's a cuck. He's a cuck. I've seen a lot of that. There's like weirdly a lot of misogynistic fucking takes, and a lot of takes against Will Smith here. Like, yeah, he is. He's in an open relationship. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but like, I don't want to say this and then potentially get shot at some point, but like, what you guys think Diddy is not? Like, what's up? Like, you think P. Diddy isn't? Like, what's up? Like, why is no one making fun of that? Why is no one talking about that? I wonder. Who cares? It literally doesn't matter, is my point. And people are like, oh, he didn't slap that fucking young rapper or that young artist. I don't know, August, whatever. You just said it. Why, bro? I'm just saying it's not a big deal, and people fucking lose their shit over it. But like, a lot of people in Hollywood are fucking super open about their relationships. They're in fucking Hollywood, man. And I would rather have them be open and honest and communicative with one another and, like, you know, celebrate each other and have like wonderful relationships like this than, you know, do the other thing, which is pedophilia. So I think that polyamory and pedophilia are not even on the same spectrum. Obviously, one is not a crime and morally abhorrent. The other one is just normal shit. But to the average world, to the average fucking human being, they look at that and go, oh, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. That's sexual degeneracy. It's like, yeah, well, it's, you know, they're just chilling. They're just fucking. They're fucking and sucking. Who cares? Anyway, he got cucked on the world stage and finally lost, and when someone who had nothing to do with it made a joke that had nothing to do with it. So, this relationship is wonderful, though. Is not wonderful, though. It's toxic as fuck. I mean, you don't know that, and neither do I. But ultimately, I think a lot of people who were saying that, like, Will Smith did this because, like, he's really, really mad. He's really fucking mad about people calling him a cuck, so he, like, finally fucking popped off. He's really mad because, like, people are calling him a cuck, or, like, not realizing. I think he doesn't like that people call him a cuck and, like, associate a negative connotation with him, like, being in an open relationship with his wife. But people don't recognize it, like, no, but making fun of her alopecia is something that he's not comfortable with. Do you see what I mean? He might be comfortable with an open relationship. He probably doesn't like that people are making fun of him about it, but he's definitely not as comfortable with Chris Rock making fun of her alopecia. That's it. Super strange, though, that mainly men are stretching this to him being mad about the open relationship rumors and calling Will a cuck. I think they're just, you know. I think they're also, projecting a little bit. Will Smith has all the energy for Chris Rock, but not for the, Yeah, I saw that.
Blammo.
I mean, this was better, though. Imagine getting smacked in front of Zendaya and Zoe Kravitz. I'd kill myself. This one was really good. This one was really, not in front of Zendaya, dude. That's so fucked up. Anyway, what's really interesting about it is that there's like so many things that are flying, so many takes that are flying. Before we even get into the politics side of it, which is, of course, we're going to do that. That's awesome. A lot of dudes that normally are like, it's just jokes, lol. What about freedom of speech? Are now like, it's actually sick that Will is defending his wife's honor, taking matters into his own hands, right? So you have that. On the one hand, you have people who are like, it's fucking sick that, that's right, brother. I would defend my wife in a similar way. It's like, no, you wouldn't. You're a couch potato. Shut the fuck up. Okay? And... but also at the same time, like, there's the other side of the argument, which is like, this is a chilling effect on free speech, and every comedian is going to get brutally fucking assaulted. And the reason why I am somewhere in the middle, where I'm laughing at the situation and want to acknowledge something here, is that there's a difference between two people that know one another, that are, peers, that have been working together for 35 years, and some fucking random psychopath that literally walks up to a comedian and tries to assault them, okay? The difference between an amicable solution to one person slapping another over a joke versus, like, an actual crime is the proximity. So make no mistake, if it wasn't for like literally fucking Will Smith and Chris Rock, who know each other, who've known each other for a very long time, obviously the stakes would be a little bit different. Okay? You understand? And the people that say violence is never okay, dude, it's a slap, man. There's like varying degrees of that. Like, you can't sit here and fucking literally make fun of Judd Apatow's insane take about how, like, he could have been murdered, but then simultaneously be like, it's assault. Like, it's literally, dude, come on. There's varying degrees, dude. We gotta take a step back. We gotta take a breather, like, and just really take a look at what that was, and just openly admit that it was funny. Okay. Also, much respect to Chris Rock, who not only went with that joke, which was in poor taste, certainly, but some jokes are, who cares? But then literally took it on the fucking chin, dude, and on top of that, didn't unload. Like, he had a magazine full of fucking immediate retorts, immediate retaliations that he did not fucking drop like an extended magazine, okay? Like, there's so much he could have done there, and he did not do it, and he just, you know, held it in, and he continued.
20 months, let's
and that is, I respect that. Like, I really, really, really respect that. Let's continue.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Called him Richard.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Like, look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, dude. I mean, holy fuck, dude. Look at that. He just, like... He just drops that joke. He's laughing.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
And then all of a sudden, it's not okay.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Just smacked him. Just fucking... I gotta run this back, dude. I'm gonna run this a lot today. It was such a beautiful... I didn't watch a single thing from the Oscars, and this is the only thing I saw.
That was
Okay, so he's walking over, okay? He's walking over. We're gonna do slow-mo. Chris Rock doesn't understand what's going on. He probably thinks like, oh, he's gonna like, you know, make a joke with me. He walks over. Look at that. His hand is ready. His hand is cocked. He whips it, dude. He fucking whips it. Okay? Look at that. I mean, come on. And okay, I originally joked and I said his heels are firmly planted. They're not. Okay? They're not firmly planted, but he decided like, what? I mean, it was fucking awesome. Like, he hip turned into it. Okay? He literally, look at that. That's perfect. Look at the back leg cock back. That's literally a perfect fucking slap, dude. Look. Bow! Oh, I can't get over it, dude. It is such a perfect fucking, no cock, no fucking wind up, just wha! Like, he used the short distance that he has to, without any sort of wind up, to give as much whiplash as possible to his slap. And look at his footwork here. Look, please, look, just look at his legs. Okay? Drawing a lot of power from his hips, as you are supposed to. Okay?
5 feet apart. So
BAM!
Touched.
Oh! That, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful slap. Left hand is ready for the follow-through as well, by the way. He could have fucking rocked his shit and then boom with another slap. One could even say Chris Rock got out of that easy. You understand? Look at that. He's got defense for his face up, ready to fucking go. Look at that follow-through. Look at that follow-through. That's a perfect line. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. Look. Watch. Step by step. Quick cock. Smack them right outside the fucking head. Right in the chin. Okay. Bam! Blammo! Look at that follow-through. Perfect. Perfect. Realizes he's safe, lets his guard go down. And you notice at this point that,
Slap this sassy pony.
Chris Rock is like, what the fuck just happened to me? My shit just got absolutely rocked. Absolutely rocked.
Wow.
Immediately says, oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He is happy with that. You can see that he's like, yeah, no, I'm happy. That was a good slap. I'm walking back to my, I'm walking back to my chair.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Says Pog.
And then he says, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I think this is the moment when a lot of people realize, like, oh, that's not a fake slap. Like, that wasn't like that wasn't a pre-scripted event. And that it was actually 100% like, because look at how awkward he is. Like, he looks hurt. Look at his face. Look at Chris Rock's face. Like, these guys are actors, but they're not that good. You know what I mean? In a moment like this.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a...
The slap could have killed him, Hasan.
I've been in a situation, like, I've been in similar situations before, like when you get into a fight or whatever, and you can see that the awkwardness sets in, okay? The awkwardness sets in where people start realizing, like, oh, shit, this is real.
14 months and
A G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
And this is where you notice, like, if you look at Chris Rock as well, he was also very awkward.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Excellent recovery. Now let's talk about now that we talked about Will Smith's behavior.
6 months.
Let's talk about Chris Rock, the man with the iron chin. Okay, I don't know if it's the fucking Botox that he took. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because he's like been rocked before, but he just talk about a man who just took it right on the fucking chin. I mean, I'm talking Boris Johnson took it on the chin, bruv. Like, UK tried to fucking take COVID on the chin. Didn't work, okay? Didn't work at all. Chris Rock, on the other hand, literally built like a goddamn rock. Look at this shit. This is what happens, folks, when you max out your endurance stat. A lot of people think like, oh, why? I don't need endurance stat. Like, I only have a couple movesets that I'm going to use on most bosses. Like, I don't even need it for PvP. It's like, no, people don't realize that your endurance stat also maxes out your poise, okay? And it makes it so that your poise rarely ever breaks. And my man, his poise was unbroken, okay?
Oh, wow.
I mean, look at it. His hands are behind his back, dude. When he eats it. Look at that. Just watch him. So, basically, he just fucking ate it directly on the chin.
Wow.
But more importantly than that,
brain rot. Let's go, Hasan. Hassle.
more importantly than that, he basically continued with his performance there. A consummate professional, straight up. Much respect to Chris Rock on that one.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Hasan, it's been 16 months.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
So There's some other stuff that he says that
Slap-based
basically
content.
is not seen here, but let's watch the full one again. This is the Japanese version.
どうなんでしょうか
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました
Smithy. I love that. I love the Japanese translation in real time.
My wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんです
fucking
G.I. Jane no joke ratandes.
Will Smith might have slapped us back
Oh,
onto the
what
good
a
timeline.
God! I love this planet, dude. This is like when rarely do you ever have like a perfect event. You know what I mean? Just a perfect event. Rarely. Oh, it's so good.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
テレビ史上最高の場面でしょうか
So we are here to give a documentary out, to
Hello,
give an
Hassan.
Oscar out.
Hope you are doing well both
Yeah, I mean,
physically
he
and mentally.
fucking
Same goes for chat.
yeah, it was cool. It was interesting. What was also interesting is that like obviously Holly was a bunch of fake friends because like you know they celebrated this shit. You know, and people were freaking the fuck out over it. Like, how are they celebrating this? How are they celebrating this? Like, I think it's just awkward. You don't know what the fuck to do in that situation. You know what I mean? That's why they were like doing what they're supposed to, which is keep clapping until the end of the award show is done. Will Smith was provoked by NATO expansion. Stop. So then he apparently Chris Rock is lucky all the other dudes banging Jada didn't rush the stage, lol. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of jokes like this out there, you know? And again, those are fucking jokes, okay? Like, yeah, are they out of pocket? Absolutely. Is it their business to, like, talk about fucking Jada Pinkett Smith's, like, you know, sexual experiences? Is it fucking absolutely backed by misogynoir and all of that? Certainly. But it's still ultimately, it's just, you know, there's a level of allowance that comedians and also people on Twitter and shit like that should be able to have because those jokes are funny, okay? They're funny. Chris Rock had dissed Jada at the 2016 Oscars as well. Yes. From what I understand, I think in 2016 Oscars, like Jada Pinkett Smith was saying, like, I'm protesting the Oscars because Oscars are so white. And I think Chris Rock has said something along the lines of, like, you weren't even invited.
Had to switch to prime BC inflation Natschen.
This guy commented this like a week ago. What? What? You can skip the encounter with Margit if you kill Morgoth. You can skip the encounter with Will Smith if you kill Wall Smoth. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude.
Spent about 1 hour on Saturday.
And
having my
then
dad's friend
basically
tell me
people
how
pulled
hate
him to the
speech should always
side
be protected
and
and
had a
women should
conversation
never
with them. Like
be
Will Smith
women.
was pulled aside and
Wanted
comforted
to
by
video
Denzel Washington and Tyler
myself
Perry,
after 10
who
seconds.
motioned for him to brush it off. Will appears to
Do it all
wipe
the
tears from
time.
his eyes as
Mad
he sits
respect.
back down with Jada and Denzel comforting Jada and Will's rep by his side. Like, it was real. It was a real fucking moment. You know what I mean? It was a real moment, and people fuck up, you know? And yeah, Will Smith fucked up, straight up. But anything beyond people just being like, dude, this is fucking so unacceptable. What the fuck? This is assault. Like, you're making it
9 months is over. I'm free of
way
my
more
shackles.
serious than it actually is or actually should be. You know, just laugh it off. And the other side of this that I totally see for myself is like the way I celebrate this and watched it made me realize how people see me as well. Like, obviously, I'm not Will Smith. I'm not as famous, nowhere near as talented, nowhere near as fucking wealthy, all that sort of stuff, or Chris Rock. But I think people just forget that, like, we're real human beings. So that's why, like, when I said I got robbed, people were, like, excited. They were cheering for it. They were like, fuck yeah, like, you got robbed. It's called wealth distribution, bitch. Like, fuck you. You know, it's just, a lot of people just see us as, like, not real. But we are real human beings, you know? I didn't actually get robbed. It was an award show, ironically, and we were just, I was just joking around. But people took it seriously. They thought I, like, legit got robbed, and were, like, super excited, and were tweeting about how it was awesome that I got robbed. And I get it. I get why people do that. Because I'm not a real person. I'm just
Love this place, man.
I'm just someone that you see on screen. And it's the same exact way that I feel about it's the same exact way that I feel about Chris Rock and Will Smith. You know what I mean? That's why people get parasocial. That's why people want to pin celebrities, or rather, like,
12
dude, what
months
the
with
fuck
the
are you
best
not getting? He was a
self-inflicted
well-respected actor at the prestigious event broadcast in front of millions, and this is how he acts? Dude, come on. First of all, I'm not a liberal, so I don't care about the infallibility of institutions, okay? So that's really fucking stupid. And secondly, I've covered the Oscars for many years. This is the same Oscar ceremony that, like, literally booed an indigenous woman. This is the same Oscars. These are, like, half of these people are the exact same people that booed Michael Moore when he used his opportunity to criticize the Iraq War. These are the same Oscars that are given to pedophiles and literally just sex pests, pedophiles, rapists. So miss me with that bullshit, like, you know. So shut the fuck up. Oh man, this institution, like, get the fuck out of here. Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, like Harvey Weinstein. How many Oscars does that motherfucker have?
Hassle.
Shut up. Like, people talking about how they're gonna take away Will Smith's Academy Award. You know what I mean?
Keep my 20-month the sub anniversary out of your mouth.
I know a member of the Academy, and he was once banned for gifting a ticket to a friend, which was against the rules. This member has written a letter to the Academy to have Smith banned, and it's getting other signatures from Academy members. I mean, they can suck my dick, dude. Fuck the Academy. I mean, straight up. Motherfuck the Academy. They can suck my dick from the back, okay? Hollywood has a lot of cool people, but it also has a lot of fucking psychotic pedophile monsters as well, okay? So this idea that, like, you know, the Oscars, the Academy is this, like, infallible institution that's, like, pro-social justice. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. So,
Has slap, not has slam.
you know, it's just fun. It's just funsies. My take is that Will and Jada are 100% allowed to dislike and even hate the joke, but I don't think the slap was comparable to the joke. If the joke was worse, then perhaps it was pretty tame. Yeah, no, I think that yeah, Will Smith overreacted, of course.
Till it all falls apart.
Yeah.
Glad the king is back.
But, like, people that are fucking losing their shit over it, like, he needs to be punished immediately. Like, chill the fuck out, dude. Sometimes you can experience another person going through something with another person. But this idea that, like, this has larger systemic consequences. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. That shit's crazy. I would absolutely tell a joke like this in front of you if it meant you might slap me. And yeah, that's the other part. Like, you know, you can talk shit and sometimes you can get hit, which is unacceptable and inappropriate, but it's always a realistic likelihood.
17 months of slap memories.
Yeah, Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, Casey Affleck, Gary Oldman, Jared Leto. Wait, Gary Oldman? What the fuck? Harvey Weinstein, Sean Penn, Kevin Spacey. Like, the Academy can't fucking... the Academy does not condone violence of any form. Like, get the fuck out of here,
How
dude.
can
Like,
he slap? How can he slap
like
you,
Sean
sir?
Penn is one of the better ones, okay, on that list, because he's not like a prolific rapist, okay, and just beat the shit out of Madonna. It was Madonna, right? Like think about that. I didn't know about
18
Gary
months
Oldman.
and
I don't know
no
what
brain
Gary
rot,
Oldman
let's
did,
go, love
but
you, Hassy, love you, chat, Hasselneffel, Froggen,
like, I don't know what Gary Oldman did, but my point is,
Sup, yo.
people are just like going overboard about this thing that happened in front of them. Gary Oldman is a vocal anti-Semite, so I'll remove him when he stops being those things. Wait, what? Gary Oldman is a vocal anti-Semite? No fucking shot. What? What? He apologized to the ADL over anti-Semitic remarks. Following Furor, British actor says, I have an enormous personal affinity for the Jewish people in general, and those specifically in my life, but ADL says apology is insufficient. Oh, because he defended Mel Gibson and Alec Baldwin from critics over their controversial remarks about Jews and gays. What? I'm deeply remorseful that the comments I apparently recently made in the Playboy interview were... Gary Oldman defends Mel Gibson's anti-Semitic rant. What the fuck? We've all said those things. We're all fucking hypocrites, actor tells Playboy before asking a writer to edit and cut half of what I said because it's going to make me sound like a bigot.
15 months with Ajahn Pogo.
What? Okay, we've not all said those things. What the fuck? Dude, how do you put yourself out there and defend Mel Gibson, dude? That's crazy. I love Gary Oldman. This is shocking news to me. What do you mean, we, bro? What the fuck? What do you mean, we, brother? What? No. I mean, it's been a while, so I'm sure he's different now. But I don't know about Mel. He got drunk and said a few things, but we've all said those things. We all are fucking hypocrites. That's what I think about it. The policeman who arrested him has never used the N-word or that fucking Jew. If I'm being brutally honest here, it's the hypocrisy of it all that drives me crazy. Wait. What? I mean, I was going to be like, maybe he means like everyone has said fucked up shit in the past, but he then literally says the N-word. So, also, why did no one get mad at him for saying, we've all said the N-word, but then people got mad at him for the anti-Semitic defense? What is happening? Like that, I feel like that's also important. No? I guess it's because black people just know and assume that every white person at some point has said some racist shit. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Commissioner Gordon's pretty cool regardless. It's fine.
The slap. What fucking content. Happy 17 months.
After defending Alec Baldwin and calling someone an FAG in the street while he's pissed coming out of his building because they won't leave him alone, Oldman continued to lament Gibson's predicament. Mel Gibson is in a town that's run by Jews, and he said the wrong thing because he actually bit in the hand that I guess fed him and doesn't need to feed him any... Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Oh, because he's got enough dough, said the British actor. He's like an outcast, a leper, you know, but some Jewish guy in his office somewhere hasn't turned and said... That fucking Kraut or fuck those Germans, whatever it is.
Him slapping is the sub button.
I think stuff like this has gotten better. Like, I mean, this is like people who are shocked by this don't realize like this is just boomer shit, okay? And I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm not like washing it away by saying it's just boomer shit. I'm saying that like unfortunately this is way more prevalent than the way you operate, like especially in like 2014, especially amongst like older people. So I think like the younger generation is a little bit better than this, you know. At least there is that.
15.
Yes, you're
Right.
washing it. What? No, I'm not. Shut the fuck up, idiot. Like, literally wake the fuck up and like leave your little hyper safe bubble for a brief moment and realize that like a fucking 60-year-old dude is very fucking bigoted and it's unacceptable. Clearly, I'm not saying it's acceptable at all. It's just that
Let's go.
while it is unacceptable, the reason why he was able to fucking, you know, let that out, let it fly without realizing that it's, you know, completely insane to say, is because people used to be super open about that shit. Or not super open about this shit, but...
"21 months. The brain rot is terminal."
Oh, this is a cool comparison too. The Oscars gave Will Smith all the time he wanted to do with his speech after he literally assaulted someone live on stage, but Michael Moore was hurriedly kicked off when he called out the Iraq War propaganda. Hollywood in a nutshell. The very same people who are now proudly waving around Ukraine flags and posturing as these brave anti-war heroes were booing Michael Moore for being anti-war, a war that killed over 1 million and was backed by the current president. Just the most depraved people imaginable. No moment of silence for Iraq, Libya, Yemen, any place their own government bombs or destroys. This is pretty funny because it's like, oh, dude, now a moment of silence for the people in Ukraine. It's like, okay. All right, cool, I guess. It's just so, it's so, all of this is so transparently fucking
Holy
pandery.
crap, 9 months.
Always.
Hassan, you
Same
have
with
changed
like
my
all the
life and
fucking
made me more comfortable with
initiatives
sharing
at the
my
Oscars where they're like, yeah, we actually care about black people now. Like, just kidding, you know what I mean? But then every year it's like another white savior movie wins some shit. It's just virtue signaling. And, you know, what are they supposed to do? Well, you know, if they don't do anything, then it's like, then people will say, well, you're avoiding it. You're avoiding it. It's just all, yeah, it is all super performative. So even when we say like no moment of silence for Iraq, Libya, Yemen, I mean, I guess like if it was for Iraq, Libya, or Yemen, it would be at the very least different than the mainstream attitude. Because like, obviously everybody fucking knows the situation in Ukraine. It's like broadly popular. Everyone has solidarity with the people of Ukraine who are currently going through a horrific experience at the hands of the brutal Russian occupation, right? But this never happens. It's kind of like, it's what I talk about with Palestinians all the time, right? In any other circumstance, empty words would mean nothing. You'd just be like, oh, that's just empty words, because everyone already agrees with you. When it comes to Ukraine, everyone already agrees with you. You're not changing people's minds. You're not getting the word out. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything new or different or interesting that will actually legitimately help the people in Ukraine. But when it comes to like Palestinians, even mentioning their plight and seeing them as human beings, okay? Recognizing them as full human beings is new, okay? Which is precisely why, like, a lot of Palestinians in diaspora or even Palestinians in fucking West Bank, like, they love that shit. They get very excited when they literally see for the first time ever someone in the Western media treat them like full human beings and not just fucking cannon fodder for IDF laser-guided missile systems. Which is why it would be more impactful if they did one for Iraq, Libya, Yemen, or anything like that. But, you know, it's... If they don't do anything for Ukraine, then people are going to say you're avoiding Ukraine.
1 year of studying the Kusi and my brain hasn't totally rotted yet. Hassle.
Russia no longer demanding Ukraine to be denazified and ceasefire talks will allow Kyiv to join EU if it abandons NATO aspirations. We'll look at this in a second.
Whoop whoop. I'm back on Jeff Bezos' money. Eat the rich.
Will Smith, I'm so sorry I wasn't your mother. Dude, wow, awesome. The virtue signaling and performativeness is a byproduct of all Hollywood essentially being nepotism babies. Can't even think of an actor or writer that didn't grow up with money. Their perception of what dominates the thoughts and lives of their audience is skewed and inaccurate, so they get wet over shit like this. By the way, people are saying Will Smith is a Scientologist. I did not know that. That's crazy. I did not know that at all. That actually explains a lot of his behavior, straight up. That all of a sudden puts things into perspective that I previously did not have. Okay, I don't know if it's true or not.
7 months. And
He
I
left
love kissing.
Scientology. He is not. He just defended Tom Cruise. Why do people make shit up? What the fuck, yo? I hate when people just lie in the chat, dude. This is a sacred space, you motherfuckers. And let me look this up. God damn it! Now I gotta. Like bullshit celebrity culture shit that I need to fucking look up now. I hate
That's
that.
like toe.
I hate that. I hate that. Is he Scientologist? No, Will Smith was not high on Scientology when he slugged Chris Rock at the Oscars. What? Will Smith is not a part of Scientology. Fans draw tenuous links amid Oscar slap.
It's
The
me
internet
again.
brings up Scientology rumors. He's major in the church. He's definitely a Scientologist. It's true. He's like a rung below Cruz. They changed their public profile on it. After all the docs start coming out, though. He was involved in some Scientology school, but he said he's not personally.
Chris Rock got folded like an omelet.
Inside Will and Jada Smith's Scientology school for kids. Yo, they have a Scientology school? I bet that school's fucking great, though. Like, low key, other than the fucking Scientology brainwashing, you know those little shit, those little fucking rich kids all have iPads, okay? They have like new iPads that haven't come out yet. God damn it. Scientology, they have so much money, dude. It's crazy. It's like, it's fucking wild. Like people, inner city kids in Chicago are like literally fucking not able to pay lunch money. Meanwhile, Scientology schools are like, yeah, here, we have lobster for lunch, you know? Go ahead. People are trying to learn from fucking 40-year-old textbooks. Yeah.
Poggers.
Keep Xenu's name out your fucking mouth. Oh, man. The only name I keep in my mouth at all times is the top of the hour ad break. God, it feels good to be back. At the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5, or you can do that for free with a Twitch Prime. If you have a Twitch Prime, folks, that's right. Wait, what the fuck? It's just like, did I just run an ad, or did I not run an ad? Wait, hold up.
As mold.
That fucking weird shit again. Okay, let me see if it's like auto running ads again. Sometimes it does that. Or maybe it's not. Nope, it's not doing it. Okay, good. Here's the 1 minute ad break. Now,
Almost 1 year, baby.
boom. No, sometimes when I click, it like auto runs ads for some reason when I click on my dashboard, but it's not doing that. It's fine.
Why is it out of pocket to make fun of a woman's bald head from a disease, but completely normal to make fun of a man's bald head that he gets genetically? Crazy double standards.
My brother in Christ, it's a double standard. It's a double standard. You're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right. You know where that double standard does not exist, though? The motherfucking Bible, baby. Or the Old Testament, rather.
11 months hassle.
He literally made a movie about Scientology stupid-ass lore and donated money to the church. Google After Earth. Wait, After Earth is Scientology lore? What the fuck? I'm learning so much. I know Jada's in. She's been in Scientology for a long-ass time. Wait, what? Jada Smith is Scientologist? Can't believe you didn't know this. No, I don't know him. Bro, I stay the fuck away from Scientology. Okay, I don't know what the fuck. I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't want to know. I just know there's really weird shit. And a lot of people in Hollywood dabble in it.
$10 months, BB. Love you, chat hassle.
For those of you who don't know, Scientology, very powerful. especially here in this town. Straight up.
40 Moon 2W old boomer clap.
So Will Smith career is over? Fuck no, dude. You're out of your mind. Dude. You're insane if you think his career is over, dude. Get the fuck out of here. What? Okay, bro.
At Hasanabi, imagine if Chris didn't write that joke. Whoever wrote it is having an existential crisis.
Someone said my brother in science. Yeah, instead of saying my brother in Christ, you got to say my brother in science.
Love you, thank you for the streams.
Okay. Yeah, he's done. He's finished. And not just on Twitch. And not just at the Academy. So, I don't know if he's a Scientologist or not, but that is real sussy. Here, let's look at Chris Rock's earlier joke about Jada back in 2016.
But what happened this year? What happened? People went mad. You know, Spike got mad, and Sharpton got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. You know, it's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming.
Chat, I got like
Protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Oh, that's not an invitation I would turn down. But I understand. I'm not hating. I understand you're mad. Jada's mad. Her man, Will, was not.
This joke doesn't suck, but it's pandering to white people's for sure. Like what? Yeah, it is.
Slaps harder to Jada's cheeks than Will Smith can.
Every comedian's scared what Kanye is gonna do after that slap. It's open season. No, dude, shut up.
Hi.
He is he's making a joke about like Oscars being so white. And saying that like everybody got mad. Everybody got mad back in 2016 about Oscar so white. And then after that he's just like shitting on he's just shitting on Jada, saying like she wasn't invited. That's the old joke. I mean, this was ultimately a good wholesome fun. Okay, a little bit of violence, like not crazy, a little bit of violence. And you know, not crazy amounts of violence, just a little baby bit. So overall, you know, good slap, good form, good fun to come out of it. Look at all the memes that came out of it. You know what I mean? So I want to thank the Academy for bringing this to us. I want to thank Chris Rock, and I want to thank Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was fire. Just fire. We were able to appreciate and enjoy something. And of course, we were able to appreciate and enjoy something, but a lot of people could not just appreciate and enjoy something and make jokes about it. A lot of people had to make larger, broader, far-reaching commentary on it. My favorite being Judd Apatow, who said, I tweeted about that too, and then he deleted it, unfortunately. But where the fuck was it? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Like, people immediately were like super serious about it. You know what I mean? Like, they can't have fun. They can't have fun at the expense of like other people. They can't have.
Okay, this
They
sounded
can't
like
have
pretty
fun
massive
at the
point
expense of
effect.
like other people's demise for like a second without. Seeing people assault others on TV with no consequences isn't exactly great either. ... Brother, what are you talking about, dude? Do you know what TV is? Have you turned on a television? Like, what are we talking about, dude? There's so much violence everywhere. This is like baby violence in comparison to the fucking... There's piles and piles of dead Ukrainians that like CNN is blasting every fucking day. And then you see two people that have known each other for 35 years slap one another. Okay, one person slap the other. And you're like, all hell breaks loose. What the fuck? Put your attitude into a frame of reference that you know is a little bit more manageable and understandable. Judd Apatow went on a Twitter storm. Alert, Amy Schumer, do not go to the Vanity Fair party. Will Smith wants to talk to you about the monologue. Chris, I think you should take him for all his King Richard. I mean, Hitch money. Hashtag Oscars. He could have killed him. That's pure out of control rage and violence. They've heard a million jokes about them in the last 3 decades. They are not freshmen in the world of Hollywood and comedy. He lost his mind. Bro. Like, Will Smith overreacted, and he obviously should not have slapped another person over a fucking joke. But, like, Judd Apatow went 1350 with it so quick, it's, like, mind-boggling. You know what I mean? He was just like, what happened here? This is giving a little 1350. I'm sorry. Okay? It's straight up. And if you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you. This is like, it's giving 1350.
Just fucking and sucking.
That's all I'm saying. It was violent and out of control. Like, yeah, it's giving Joe Biden crime bill vibes. Yeah, straight up. What's 1350? No, 1350 is a false analysis or a false interpretation of FBI crime statistics on arrests that are often used to justify over-policing black communities. It means 13% of the population, i.e. black people, are responsible for 50% of the crime. Except it's not true because it's just arrest numbers, okay? And there's a fuckload of false convictions that occur. And also, it's still unjustifiable. The greatest counter to that is, I mean, what, 99% of violent crime is done by men, but you don't prosecute all men for the crimes of some men, right?
4 months on the bandwagon, okay,
So,
buddy has high.
That's what I mean when I say it's giving 1350. Bro, imagine how much worse this discourse would have been if Will slapped Jimmy Fallon or some other smarmy white guy. If Will Smith had, God forbid, Allah forbid, slapped a white person instead of Chris Rock, I think liberals would be like, he needs to be executed. He literally needs to, he needs to be executed immediately. Like, this is...
17 months. Let's sue Will Smith.
Seems like Will Smith's plan to get comedians in the world to not make jokes about him is not going to pan out. The Williams family must be furious. Pure narcissism. Also, G.I. Jane was gorgeous. What exactly is insulting about being compared to a ripped, stunning Demi? I have more hair on my back than on my head, and I could take a joke about it. I have hair loss issues, and that is unhinged behavior. How the fuck do you arrive at this conclusion? I don't know, man. Like, the way I see it, it's just like, I don't know why. It's just like, you can't let people have fun, you know? You can't let people, God forbid, celebrities ever have like a fucking human moment, and human beings are complex and fuck up, okay? And Same goes for like out of pocket jokes, and same goes for fucking literally escalations to lighter forms, but still forms of violence, physical violence.
Pog.
Jaden Smith had a take on it, which I thought was funny, where he said, and that's how we do it. And of course, I liked it because it's Jaden Smith. Like, is he gonna slap, dude? Anyway. Are you calling what Putin did a fuck up? What? Yeah. Yeah, just a fuck up. Yeah. Just a little baby fuck up. Did he get his ass beat in Karate Kid? Did you not watch Karate Kid? No, I did not watch Karate Kid.
Can't remember the last
So,
time I subbed.
yeah,
Here's
the
my
people
prime
going
rate.
like, it's time to jail Will Smith was like pretty funny. You know, people like very, very quickly jumped on that, and they were just like, yeah, we have to put him in
Read my
jail
sub, I'll get
immediately.
slapped.
And I personally find that hilarious and also painfully Caucasian, that take. We're not going to act like hair for women, especially black women, isn't a big issue. No, of course. Regardless, it's an out-of-pocket joke, and it does not fucking, it doesn't, you know, an out-of-pocket joke, a response, a physical escalation like that is still unacceptable. People losing their shit over it is like ridiculous. Chill. Everybody chill. Just enjoy it.
Oh, man. Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena.
Hasan, you look like you smell nice today, Popov King.
I'm being called on in my life to love people.
This is insane. I mean, I don't know what you do in that situation when tensions are so fucking high. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? What the fuck do you do? What do you? But like, this is unhinged, straight up. This is like he turned this into like, oh, I actually did it for an honorable purpose.
Thanks for
You know what I mean?
radicalizing
It's
me.
like, well, no, you just had a heated moment, man. It's fine.
And to protect people and to be a river to my people.
If any of us peasants smack Chris Rock, we'd be in a jail in a civil lawsuit of $1 million. Our lives ruined. Yeah, that's the difference between two peers. Obviously, a slap is not always a fucking slap. There's varying degrees, okay? In the middle there, you have two peers that know each other for 35 years, okay? One making an out-of-pocket joke, the other one coming up and unacceptably slapping him in the face. You're a random stranger. Yes, exactly. And then on the literally furthest end of the spectrum is your brother. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not the same. These things are not the same. Why are people so... It's like impossible for people to fucking recognize nuance, dude. Dude, the relationship doesn't matter in a criminal case. That only has an impact on civil cases. Bro, what are you... what? Guys. What the fuck is happening, dude? Why do people turn into literally, like, bloodthirsty fucking criminal justice judges that want to fucking lock up everyone, dude? What is happening? You're like Judge Dredd over here. It's a slap. It's still a violent assault that needs to be dealt with in the criminal system. Yeah, throw another black man in jail, dude. Fuck it. YOLO. Let's do it. It's like Chris Rock is not even filing fucking charges against him. But you're like, unacceptable. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. What is wrong with the internet? I think that people just like lose sight of a lot of what makes us human when we're on the internet. When we're just like, it does not matter. A law was broken. A rule was broken. And I will die. I'm the Fedayeen for rules. I will martyr myself for the rules. This rule needs to be upheld. Like, have you never met a person? Have you never been in a fight? Like, it fucking sucks. I've been in fights. I've had my ass beaten, and I've beaten ass, okay? And let me tell you, I would not want any of those people to go to jail. I mean, there are some people I would want to go to jail, for sure. And for much less than fights. But, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You guys are crazy. And way worse fucking fights than that. You know what I mean? Like, actual fights. Not just like a fucking slap to the face. God damn, bro. What the fuck kind of... Yeah, it is real hall monitor energy.
Is this the greatest slap of all time?
I want to see a white person defend a minority like they defend the law. Yeah, and by the way, a thing that most people don't understand about this is like that's not going to escalate to a different point. Partially for this reason, you know what I mean? Why the fuck would Chris Rock want like a dude he's known and come up with for 35 years to also get dicked by the fucking criminal justice system? You know what I mean? Yeah, they're fucking out of touch multimillionaires and shit, but even then, they're still black. You know what I mean? They still live with that experience their whole fucking lives. That's still something that absolutely matters in this circumstance. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you, Dice9890 for the 50 get the subs. Holy shit. And as an ashamed white bald man, I feel like Will defended me too. I feel represented and protected. I want to make fun of lack of hair, but no one will defend us.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
Will Smith was in a movie this year. Yeah, he was in King Richard, which he won Best Actor for. And he did do a really good performance on it. I think that was like one of the only fucking Oscar movies I've seen. I saw Dune and I saw King Richard, and I think Dune won a bunch too. And they deserve everything. They were all Dune was awesome, but
Slap.
It's like, I want to be a vessel for love. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena. I just spit. I hope they didn't see that on TV. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena and the entire Williams family for entrusting me with your story.
what's going on? Why are they doing this? Why are they just like showing the Oscars logo?
That's what I want to do. I want to be an ambassador.
Proof it's staged. Tickets went on sale last week for Chris Rock's first tour in years called Ego Death. Think about it, bro. Bro, he's like a famous he's a famous comedian. What the fuck's wrong with you? Of course he probably is going on tour after he did the fucking Oscars, one of the most like famous one of the most famous fucking one of the most televised like entertainment industry events. Like, yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe he's doing that.
Slap ERS.
You can't make fun of Judd for taking it this seriously. And this was his response. Will's way overacting. Oh, 100%. I think this is hilarious. It only makes it better.
Of that kind of love and care and concern.
I mean, he's 100% like going through the motions and recognizing his mistake, but also trying to like defend it. You know what I mean? 100%. He's like trying to defend his actions there.
Much love,
but
Hasan.
it's hilarious. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, just laugh at it.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
What about Chris Rock?
I thought he was a Smith. Turns out he was
This
a
is a beautiful.
This triggered a lot of domestic violence flashbacks for people. Yeah, I heard, dude. Okay, here's what I have to say to that. Hey, it's not about you sometimes, okay? Straight up. Literally, just take that. I'm being serious about this, okay? The fuck do you mean? What, every time you see someone slap, it gives you PTSD? What the fuck is that, dude? Shut up. Shut up. Okay, shut up. Yeah, bad take. I know. Literally, bad take. It's bad take time, okay?
I think we will get a slap weapon art in future Elden Ring.
People are
DLC.
fucking crazy, dude. Yo, you fucking see someone slap someone on television and you go, this is like triggering domestic violence for me. You're not doing that because you're like a fucking advocate, dude. You're doing that because you want retweets, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, okay? It's not about you. What, you see anybody fucking slap someone, you're like, oh, man. What the fuck? I understand Judd Apatow's position as a comedian, okay, or Ethan's position as a comedian before I understand people being like, yo, this is my Afghanistan, dude. This is my Afghanistan. It's like fucking, reigniting these takes. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You act like PTSD is rational?
Yo.
No, it's not rational. But you know what's also irrational? Tweeting about it and then expecting everyone to be like, oh man, I'm so sorry. That's right. Like, everyone wants to get fucking clout off of this shit, okay? Everyone wants to make jokes about this stuff, and everyone wants to make clout. Everyone wants to gain clout off of this shit. It's like now, firmly planted in everybody's minds, okay? Everyone has to fire off their takes. Everyone. And that's understandable desire. But let's have fun with it. You know what I mean? You don't have to like immediately come in and play referee and like be like, no, actually, no. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. Okay? So this is fucked up. I did a tour at the Oscars back in the 80s and this triggered me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone literally said, when the door opens, I see a Will Smith walking, literal narcissistic pieces of shit. Jesus Christ, dude. There's an animation of the incident. Someone already made animation. What? Okay. What is this? I like Tom, but this seemed really fucked up. Fuck Will Smith's candy ass smacking a dude 4 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter. He's just in his feelings because his bald-headed bitch been fucking around on him for years and he takes it. We all know who he wishes he could slap. Hashtag cuck Will. Jesus Christ, dude. Look. The reason why comics are behaving this way, the reason why, and you're going to see this a lot more from comedians, okay, is because they literally are like, they feel like they're under attack. You know what I mean? They feel like they're like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? They're not seeing Chris Rock and Will Smith as like black men or men or people defending takes. They're seeing Chris Rock as a comedian first. And that's why they're like frustrated by this, because they're genuinely fearful that people are going to come up and like beat the shit out of them for jokes at their, when they're doing open mic and stuff like that. Okay? Which is completely unacceptable. The stakes are entirely different when it's like Will Smith and Chris Rock. But if it's a random motherfucker who like rolls up on you when you're doing comedy and tries to attack you, that's entirely separate and completely unacceptable. Okay? Javi Baby says, I wish the Democratic primary was going on right now so some dumb bitch whose dad paid her rent until she was 30 could write an article like, only one other man consistently shows the kind of hubris Will Smith did last night. Bernie Sanders. Oh, that's fucking, ooh, what a take. That's perfect. Chris Rock's one joke was rooted in misogynoir, texturism, and ableism, degrading a black woman in a room full of her peers on live television. Yeah, it was. It was out of pocket. And what Will Smith did was also unacceptable. Okay? Like, some would say more unacceptable than what fucking Chris Rock did. Like, yeah. But, this is a both sides situation because it's victimless, okay? Everybody, it's so victimless that that's how you know white people immediately are trying to make it about themselves, okay? That's how you fucking know this was perfectly victimless, because we can't just enjoy it. We can't just like literally look at something and be like, that was out of pocket. That was fucking crazy. This is funny, okay? That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. And that's why everyone is like rushing to be like, how can I make this about me? I just want to take a step back. And by the way, I really appreciate everybody trying to make it about themselves because I love these takes. Please keep them coming. I'm like, give it to me. I want that black tar heroin of takes, okay? I want to see people compare this to 9/11, which they did already. I want Zelensky and Vladimir Putin comparisons. I want anything and everything. I want to just fucking put my brain directly into the mainframe and just like suck all the takes in, okay? Like a vacuum. I love it. I love this shit. I'm a filthy little freak, okay? Whew. Putin comparison right here. Let's go! What Will Smith did to Chris Rock is the same as what Putin did to Ukraine. Putin felt threatened and disturbed. Will felt threatened and disturbed. We all love violence, let's admit it. War is the same as hitting. It's hitting cities. I bet Putin loved it. I feel why Will did it. Let's go! can people just be normal for one fucking minute? The Will Smith doctrine, reward in return for aggression, has no place in the resolution of the Ukraine war. My tortoise column. What? Yes! 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 Give me more! I want to see the takes. I want to see all of those takes, dude. Oh, fuck. There was a Blumenthal one that was fucking awesome. Just straight. Just pure, unadulterated crack cocaine takes, dude. Woo! Woo! I was losing my shit. Liv posted about it. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, people are about to be like, Hitler never slapped someone in the face. Oh, where's the Max Blumenthal one? Oh, dude, guys, look at this one. Look at this one. Will Smith, media, Zelensky, says Max Abrams. Max Blumenthal says, just in time for the flood of Azov atrocity videos. Oh, it's so good. It's like, yeah, this was calculated as a fucking psyop to take attention away from the Azov atrocity videos that are about to be dropped. It's like, bro, are you out of your mind? First of all, no one gives a shit about that, okay? Let's be real. Like, there's like 8 people that even are like, hold on, let's hear what fucking Russia has to say in the situation to understand the other side's perspective, regardless of them being completely in the wrong. There's no other way to fucking, get into a peace negotiation if you're like saying we can't negotiate with terrorists. People like myself get fucking ass blasted because there's no one else out there. There's no one out there. There's like every like actually pro-Russia person has been banned. So anyone that even says like, I want to hear the other side's take on this, just to get a better understanding of what the fuck's going on and what their motivations for the brutality is. Not a justification, because it's certainly not. It's unjustifiable. I get fucking blasted out the ass, despite, very clearly being anti-Putin. And this guy still thinks like people give a shit, okay? I love that. And they give a shit so much that they're like hiding it. They're fucking hiding the truth.
Party face.
Love will make you do crazy things. Everyone who's ever been hit has heard that one. Dude, what the fuck? Like, I get it. This is definitely like a domestic abusers like use this as a fucking reason for why they're like, for why they've done this. She's right. But like, this has nothing to do with the situation. This is literally another instance where like, you're right, but you said this to make it about yourself.
Where dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke.
That's it. That's what's going on here. To clarify on the earlier tweet I had to delete, I'm obviously not saying it was the same as 9/11, but Will Smith slapping Chris Rock had a similar live TV shock value that will echo throughout our culture. 9/11 was worse, but Muhammad Atta did not win an Oscar right after. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Muhammad Atta was robbed, dude. If Will Smith was a white guy, he would have been led out of the Oscars in handcuffs. Then police would have thrown him in jail. As you guys all know, I live in the United States of America, a country that is so unfair to white men. I mean, a country with a criminal justice system that definitely, famously is lenient on black men and also very aggressively violent against white men. How can you live? Are you on the same fucking planet, dude? How? It's awesome. 15,000 likes. Oh, that's so fucking hot. Give it to me. Give me more. There would be 1,000 media hit pieces about him being racist. He would be canceled for life. Instead, he won Best Actor. That's privilege. It's a joke post? I don't think that one is a joke, dude. I'm not sure how I feel about tonight's events. Does anyone have some completely insane opinions I can read? Okay, let's see. Just in time for the flood of Azov atrocity. So Jada was an abusive partner is what the world just learned. Wait, what? What? What does that even mean? What the fuck? This one is like, this one hit me in the head. It slapped me in the fucking face, Peter Coffin. How dare you? How dare you open hand slap me in the fucking chin? How dare you Will Smith me with this take? I don't even know what's going on. I'm discombobulated. I don't even know what this is. If Will Smith was a white guy, we already saw that. Will Smith's assault on Chris Rock may easily inspire the impulse of a drunk steakhead in a comedy club to walk up to stage and pop a stand-up comic because he didn't like a joke. A hypertoxic powder keg moment that validates horrible behavior. Okay. So I don't even know what a steakhead is, but here's the thing. I get why comedians are fearful of this because, like, it's not, heckling is not just about, you know, ruining the fucking set or whatever. I understand it. It's a bit of a reach there because I think people should understand that it's completely unacceptable and completely different. Okay? MRA guys are saying Jada Force will to do it. A lot of gray names are saying it in the chat right now. Yeah, that's... Imagine how people would have reacted if Chris Rock was a bunny and Will Smith was a Martian, and Will Smith didn't slap him, he vaporized him with an Acme space laser. Yeah. I always find that, like, if you are trying to basically as desperately as you can, Will Smith was provoked by no, this was funny. This was a joke, dude. This 100% was a joke. They're not actually making, like... Oh, dude, holy shit. Yeah, Zach Fox is the best. He slapped the N-word, and it's funny, and if you disagree, you hate black men. I think this is my take as well. Like, obviously without the N-word. I'm not even thinking it. I'm such a good ally, guys. I didn't even read it, and I'm not even thinking it. Yeah, I will never free scroll a Zach Fox tweet. Are you kidding me? Easiest way to get fucking absolutely clapped up. Did this coward unfollow me on Twitter? What the fuck is this? Oh my God, he did. Oh my God, we literally just DM'd this morning.
Finally.
On Instagram. New Frank Ocean, fake friend. I mean, we were never like friends. We were just peers, but that's right. Reflect on it. Shouldn't have thought about the N-word. Yeah. That's messed up. That hurts. He's getting too big and he's going to his head, man. No. He Will Smithed me. This is my Afghanistan. This is my Afghanistan. True.
Good morning.
It's worse, actually. It's so much worse. I fell off. Anyway, let's continue. He's the Putin to my Ukraine. Yeah, he's the Pooty Poo. Let's continue.
I forget. Skull.
Will you talk about anything else? I think you've about covered this. Fuck no. Shut up. Chris Rock reacting to the video with the boys. Dude, dude, Mark Phillips is so fucking quick with it. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have him on the stream soon as well. I DM'd him after this. We'll watch that video as well. Hold on. Let's see more. This was awesome. Okay, this was one of my favorite ones. Okay, thank you for holding this up. So this is Asha Rangappa, okay, who tweeted out, she's a lib, she's a CNN commentator. She said, so did like anyone walk out after that happened? Or are we getting an independent psychological case study on how Trump got normalized? Now, I want to mention something here.
I'm gay.
Good for you, man. I did not mention one part of her bio here. You might notice it immediately if you know who Asha Rangappa is. This is a former FBI special agent, dude. A former FBI special agent, like, literally worked at an institution that is one of the most violent, okay? That creates so much state violence, like so much unimaginable levels of normalized state, institutionalized state violence with no accountability. And she's out here fucking talking about how like incredible it was that like a slap happened at the Oscars.
Has mullets.
That's crazy. But it perfectly represents like how liberals behave. Anyway, let's watch this really funny video now. I mean, they were so quick with this. It's like unacceptable how quick this was.
Nah, that wasn't that hard, bro.
Yeah, see, it wasn't that bad. That's what I'm saying. We can just go home.
Don't lie to him, bro. He slapped the shit out of him, bro.
You thought he slapped the shit out of me?
He did, bro. Your head hurt.
You said he slapped the shit out of you. I know.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Man, hell no, then, man. Come on. Hey, let me see my shoes. Let me see my shoes.
Bro, Chris, man, be in the break.
No, it's not too late. I'm saying, man.
Bro,
Like,
it's over now.
no, I was playing. I thought he was playing. I didn't know he was trying to fight for real. Let me see Will.
Nah, cool.
I didn't know that. No, go get
You should have
Will.
did something while you was on stage.
I didn't have no grip. I didn't think I had grip. Come on, man. I didn't know.
That's not the reason, bro.
Tell him, come on, man. No, tell him, come on.
He's putting the black Air Forces on.
I know. That's what I'm saying. My kid's not finna disrespect me now, bro.
You're not gonna get no more serious roles in your movies, bro. Nobody's gonna see that.
Hey, stop playing. Go get Will right now.
Chris Rock.
Go get Will. Go get Will, man. No, that's on the Oscars. That's love. Will! Will! No, look, where he at? Where he at? Which way is he?
Bro, this literally was like, they filmed this immediately after. Like this,
I'm not a chatter.
they filmed this like while the slap was happening. Now I feel like the slap was staged just so they could make this meme.
Will! I'm telling you, I'm ready to fight anybody in this family. Anybody. Jaden!
Jaden.
Jaden! No, because that shit was weak. He caught me off guard. I thought he was coming up there to shake my hand or something. I didn't think that joke was that serious. I was playing with Will!
Joke about, man.
Man, no, that shit weak, bro. All my life, bro, they been playing me like I'm a kid, bro. Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
Will!
Everybody gonna forget about it, man. It's all good.
Rotten brain.
You my security, you got... Yeah. Will!
See Chris Rock's reaction after. Watch Chris's reaction afterwards. Sure looks real. Oh no, it definitely is.
Comparing Elden Ring to real life is pretty cringe.
What? Fuck you, dude. No, it's not.
Oscars.
Anyway, Jaden,
I mean, the slap was fucking hilarious from every single angle.
I know you ain't talking. Oh.
This Oscars was
That's fucking brutal. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Don't ask the Academy why Roman Polanski wasn't in person to accept his Oscar Pepela.
This is really weird. If Chris Rock was a trans woman and Will Smith was J.K. Rowling, you would not be laughing at this. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, there's like Jeet had a lot of good ones. Okay, I've seen tweets you wouldn't believe. Left out name because this is a rando, not a public figure. If only Will Smith got us upset. Oh, dude, this is literally like a public defender, dude. I mean, or this is like a white woman from Texas. Okay, I saw this tweet and I was like, oh, I'm dying. It's like, oh, it was so good. It's so good. These are takes. These are nuclear takes, dude. It's like, oh, fuck yeah. This is what Twitter's for. Anyone that says this is not what Twitter's for is fucking crazy, okay? If only Will Smith got as upset when white men take away his right to vote. That's what she said. Oh. The Academy Awards just announced that they are conducting a formal review. Okay. Black women responses or question mark? No per usual. Wait, what do you mean?
Brain rot?
Found a cool new Twitter search term. How would Hillary Clinton square off with Kim Jong-un or Putin? Be a feminist and take a punch, or be like Will Smith's wife and demand a man to save her?
Has high hassle.
He's a monster. Why aren't Venus and Serena saying something?
Oh my god, am I next?
What about my children?
This is about me.
Where are Venus and Serena?
He shouldn't be out roaming the streets.
This is so horrible. He's a beast of the field. What a brute. Violent brute.
16 months and I'm starting to feel more left than Hasan.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Just across the it's across the board awesome. The devil works hard, but Fashion Nova works harder. We slapped 40% off the entire site. It's time to rock. New spring looks today. Oh no. That's great. That's wonderful, dude. That's wonderful. But yeah, of course, when stuff like this happens, everyone goes, how can I make this about me? Okay? And I think I think that should be encouraged across the board. Why? Because I love the content that it creates for people like myself. And hopefully for those of you in this community that also like to just stand by on the sidelines and look at how fucking insane people get. Okay? Because once again, this is not an instance with like broad reaching consequences. It's like two dudes that fucking know one another, okay, for 35 years that have worked with one another, with one party making an out-of-pocket joke and the other party overreacting and bitch slapping the other person, okay? It's like a top of the hour ad break. It's not that big of a deal. It happens regularly. It happens and we move on with our lives. Now, of course, if you want to make sure that you can move on with an uninterrupted ad-free broadcasting experience, then at the top of that hour, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or subscribe for free if you have a Twitch Prime. Someone said if Tom Holland slapped Adam Sandler for joking about Zendaya's medical condition, if she had one, no one would be as mad. Thoughts? Probably. What if Will got mad about socialists buying houses? That'd be pretty funny if he slapped me for buying a house. I do feel like a starved pig released of the tro when reading these takes. It's so awesome. It is awesome. What? Really wish Joe Rogan was the comic who told the joke about Will's wife last night?
Pog.
What? We'd all be talking about Coda winning the best picture on waiting on updates from the ICU? Wait, what? Like... Wait, doesn't this literally imply that like it's actually better to just like beat the shit out of people? So you're not even offended by the violence?
Yes.
Trough,
just
not
leaving my
throw,
time
whatever.
here.
Trough. DSL moment. Fuck you. Suck my dick. I mean, I'm in favor with this take because it only means that like there would be more violence. Thank God Chris Rock and Will Smith are the same race. If they weren't, there'd be a civil war by morning. I think a take like this could be handled with a little bit more delicacy, but Jank once again did the most jank thing possible and tweeted it out with like the worst and least delicate way possible. Like I get what he was trying to say. I've mentioned something similar as well, obviously. Like I mean, if you think white people are overreacting in this situation and like losing their minds, now imagine if, you know, someone who was white got slapped by a black person. Oh my lord!
Rock became a deaf actor.
You know what I mean? I think that's what he was saying.
This Oscars ceremony and winners was dog shit, so I'm kinda glad at least
The Academy nominated American Sniper 6 times. The Bradley Cooper film celebrating the real-life war criminal who said he killed damn savages for fun and bragged about looting homes of innocent Iraqi families at the site of the Fallujah massacre of civilians with chemical weapons. Yes. The Academy said nothing about Seshin Littlefeather. Not to booze she got talking about state violence against Native Americans at the Wounded Knee at the time, and not against John Wayne for trying to physically attack her for asking Hollywood to be less racist. The Academy spent decades ignoring the rape by Harvey Weinstein before it was forced to remove him from its membership, and never once took action against violence by Roman Polanski, who drugged and raped a 13-year-old, or Mel Gibson, who continues to promote hate. Instead, it awarded all three of them Oscars. All three of them. So, just, you know, remember when people say that, when people are like, oh man, it's like the fucking Academy, like the institution, the infallibility of institutions is just like straight lib bullshit. Yeah, they booed Michael Moore for literally correctly calling out the Iraq War.
Has high.
Someone said, yeah, but they didn't rape them on stage? The fuck do you mean? One is a fucking slap between two people that have known each other for 35 years. The other one is literally like a violent, insanely violent crime. One is a misdemeanor that can range down to like just a fucking, you know, ticket. Okay? Bro, y'all are, I mean, that's a crazy fucking take. Like, the fact that people can say stuff like that is wild to me. It's not my take. I just saw that on Twitter. Yeah, okay, it's fine. But I'm just... Insane takes in the pics. The Will Smith doctrine has no place in Ukraine. Oh, let's go. Since Vladimir Putin is a notoriously late riser, it is unlikely that he was up and about just before 6 a.m. Moscow time to see Will Smith march on stage and slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. If he was indeed awake, the Russian tyrant would have been able to watch Smith. Let's see what Marjorie Titan Green had to say about this. I never watched the Oscars, but I've seen the Will Smith Chris Rock clip a million times this morning. I have to say I appreciate the alpha male response of a husband defending his wife. It was settled, and then no more drama. Chris Rock handled it like a man with no whining. Wait, this is technically, I mean, the alpha male shit is like, whatever, who cares? But Chris Rock did handle it like a man, and you know they settled it amicably. So it's not even like the worst take. This might be like the best take from Marjorie Titan Green. I was expecting something like completely psychotic. It was much better than a Twitter fight with people saying tough things on their keyboard behind their screen. They handled the issue and then they actually carried on.
Any games today, Hassie?
Surprising. Let's see. This is Will Smith openly dancing and partying at the Oscars after party afterwards. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene is good now. That's your takeaway from this.
Gary,
how does it feel to what?
To refer to them.
How does it feel to have that man in your hand? How does it feel? You happy to hold that man? How do you feel tonight?
Will Smith, come and speak to the BBC. Tell us what was going on. Will Smith!
He apologized to who? Will Smith apologized to the Academy for his actions. Like, what's wild is like the only person he needs to apologize to is Chris Rock. But I feel like a lot of people on Twitter are like, you need to apologize to me. You know what I mean? And me in particular. It's like, fuck the Academy. The Academy can suck one, okay? Fuck the Academy. He should just
free John Gotti.
He should just apologize to Chris Rock. That's it. You know what I mean? Man, it's funny as fuck, dude. It's awesome. If you're curious why Germans allowed Hitler to happen, or Americans allowed George W. Bush to lead us into Iraq, or why Russians are allowing Putin to murder Ukrainians, look at how the Oscar crowd and his supporters handled Will Smith tonight. Hashtag group psychology, hashtag Oscars. Engineered by Putin to take the spotlight off Ukraine. Prove me wrong.
Chat. Hope you're having a good day.
That's, yeah, that's, ooh, that's good. That's good. Those are spicy. Those are good. Those are really fucking good, dude. Nothing wrong with those takes. No, these are takes. These are good takes. I love these takes. Please keep them coming. Anyway, Diddy said they made up afterwards. Apparently, Diddy says Will Smith and Chris Rock made peace after Oscars on stage slap. It's all over. The two stars reportedly worked it out at the Vanity Fair's Oscar after party on Sunday night. Just moments after.
27 months I would slap someone if they insulted you.
Just moments after shocking onstage incident on Sunday's night Academy Awards, in which Will Smith stormed the stage and smacked comedian Chris Rock across the face.
Week 21 months.
As love ostensibly, but given the elephant in the room, he pivoted to playing peacemaker after giving hosts Amy Schumer, Regina Hall, and Wanda Sykes props for their hosting duties at what he called the most exciting Oscars ever. In keeping with his Kumbaya moniker, Diddy promised, "Okay, Will and Chris, we're going to solve that like family at the gold party, okay? But right now, we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise." Did he seem to be referring to his determination to make peace at an Oscar after party? And true to his word, Sean Combs reportedly told Page Six that this is exactly what he did. Combs told the gossip column that Smith and Rock worked it out at the Vanity Fair after party.
Let's go.
Republicans who seem not to be able to handle a slap seem to shrug off school shootings just fine. Oh, that's a really good one. The slap was, of course, wrong. Will is nuts, but the people who pushed for the Iraq war and torture in private prisons acting like aghast at the violence is just somewhat funny. That's pretty good. That's a good take by Tim.
21 months. I can drink now, chat poggers.
And for everybody saying, like, what about Ethan's takes? What about Ethan's takes? What about Ethan's takes? Ethan had, like, a similar take as well where he was like, I'm losing my mind. I can't believe people are fucking, you know, totally accepting this behavior from Will Smith. I get why he has that take. Much like myself, Ethan Klein regularly is being threatened by people who want to fucking murder him. So he has a legitimate fear that, like, you know,
and you are
a legitimate fear that someone is going to do the exact same shit to him in a similar capacity, that like someone is going to come up to him and like try to fucking brutally assault him. That's why a lot of comedians have fucking lost their shit at this as well. Which is what, like, Jim Jeffries was literally like. Jim Jeffries did have a pretty funny and important, good point, decent point at least, where he was like, dude, what the fuck? Comedians should not, comedians should just not ever do the Oscars because they just use us as hosts and never give us, like, they don't even give us a comedy Oscar. And then they just like mistreat us like this, and then they clap when we get beaten up. Someone hit someone with a bat for a joke at an open mic. I was at crazy.
At the end, nobody cares anything.
And for people who say like Ethan does not defend his wife are fucking psychotic. Of course, he always does. If you defend your wife with violence and anger, then you probably argue with your wife in violence with anger. Ethan on Twitter just now with the worst take. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Who do you think slapped Gervais if he still hosted? This really felt like childhood for a lot of us. Someone we love abruptly became violent and then just as abruptly acted like everything was okay, and we all were supposed to act like everything was okay, and this was the birth of our anxiety disorder. Oh my lord, dude. It's like it. I don't understand, like, did people not, did people watch something different? Or this is like experiencing colors, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, where you don't really know if everybody experiences colors in the same way when they're receiving it. It's like everybody saw that fucking slap and then people were just like, this is the most unacceptable. Like, I don't know how you arrive at anything but like, this is funny. It's a funny thing that happened. It was like a real moment. You know what I mean? And that's it. Like, and for the record, like, I'm someone who gets fucking death threats regularly for my takes. I'm someone who I'm sure plenty of people would love the opportunity to literally shoot and murder. At least that's what they tell me all the fucking time. Right? Not just like physical confrontation in the form of like a punch or anything like that, but just straight up like actually shoot and kill me, right? For things I say. And
let's go.
And in spite of all that, like, you know, I can look at the situation and be like, well, this is entirely different. Like entirely different than a altercation that became physical amongst two people that know one another. Right? You get it? I don't know. I can put it like in a separate category because I think that it's there's nuance.
Lupita's face
like
still
there's nuance involved in the situation. There's like additional context. Some people in the black community don't like how this represents them. Did you watch Shannon Sharp? I can understand if someone's why. This has nothing to do with, like, that's the other thing. Like, why the fuck? Like, why would this have anything to do with, like, black people being violent or whatever the fuck, okay? That's like
I
an
love you,
incredibly fucking racist take, ultimately.
Biden spitting
That's why I was
on his
saying.
budget iron. It's awkward as
That's why I was saying, like, you know, people got real 1350 with it, like, super quick. And if anyone legitimately thinks, I mean, people who are saying it's because white people view us as like that, it's because white people view us as like that, or white people look at us as any excuse to call us that. Yeah, but that's still on white people being racist as fuck. You know what I mean? Wait, are they just letting him stay at the show and win an award and justify what he did in the speech? Can you imagine if Will Smith was a white guy? Twitter would be all, if he were black, they would have shot him. This is white privilege. Yeah, totally. Oh, these are good. These are really good. Insane, violent Will Smith was the best part of otherwise boring Oscars. Which is nothing. They should have chained Smith to his chair and called the cops. Keep my wife's name out of yo fucking mouth, Vladimir Putin. If Rock had even a basic proficiency in jujitsu, who could have easily choked him out. What does jujitsu give you proficiency with striking, dude? What? We saw this one already, the Will Smith doctrine. If only Will Smith got yeah, this one we saw as well as with a nuclear take. No one is more entertained by this shit right now than Putin. No, that's not true. I'm more entertained by Putin. I'm more entertained by this than Putin ever could be. Okay, it's me. I'm different. The only thing I mourn on this day, and I know a lot of people in the chat have said this as well. The only thing I mourn on this day is that Donald Trump no longer has a Twitter account. Okay, that's it. Like. That's it. That's the whole point. Like that's like this is when you need Donald Trump to have a Twitter account. He would be popping off. If he was president right now, it would be so crazy. We'd be like, we would literally, this would extend into a month of controversies, okay? Like it would turn into, first of all, it would be really bad for Ukraine because Russia could literally launch nuclear missile strikes in Ukraine and no one would even care because Donald Trump would literally just be like, we're only talking about this slap. And the media would 100%, just hyper focus on that. There would be articles about how Donald Trump is distracting everyone from the violence in Ukraine and the bloodshed in Ukraine. And people would still, unironically, not even focus on the violence in Ukraine and talk about Donald Trump and what he had to say about it. Oh, man. Getting physical for a person of his stature is absolutely unacceptable regardless of the circumstances. What message is he sending by confronting Chris Rock so publicly that it's okay to bitch slap a person in front of their peers if you guys are friends? I mean, I don't think it's okay, but it's also not like the end of the planet. You know what I mean? It's people are making it seem like this is, you know, murder happened. You just like, it's not okay. It's funny. It's not okay, but that's it. You know what I mean? You can just keep it at that. It doesn't have to like go to a maximum area. You don't have to like, you don't have to take something and then turn it into like, this is the absolute worst thing that could have ever happened. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, here's another one. Yeah, I saw the Lil Nas X one. Just a reminder that if Chris Rock had insulted Betty White's wife's medical condition on national television by citing one of Ridley Scott's worst movies that literally no one saw, Betty White could have easily have broken her fingers when she smacked him across the face. Oh, this is making fun of this doctor on Twitter. Once again, proving that like just because you have a doctorate doesn't mean you have a good brain. Just a reminder that if Will Smith had slapped Betty White for a joke she made, however insensitive, she could have fallen backwards, cracked her skull, and died of a brain bleed. Same with Bob Saget, obviously. Violence is never okay. I'm team #take it back.
Nearly 2 years of brain
That's
loss.
awesome. That's fucking dope. I needed a doctor for that one. It's fucking sick. So yeah, there it is. Whew. This is Katie Porter's sister? Wait, really? Oh, damn. I know we're still processing, but the way casual violence was normalized tonight by a collective national audience will have consequences that we cannot even fathom in the moment. #Oscars 2022. What? Do libs actually think you're a conservative? I don't know. But what I do know is, I don't know. I think people are, again, I think people are just like going overboard with it. $124,000. Bro, do these people not live in America? Do they live somewhere else? Like, we normalize violence on a daily fucking basis in way, way worse ways, dude. That's crazy. The president and director council of LDF, the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund.
Did you see Judd Apatow deleted tweets about the Will Smith?
I did.
versus Chris Rock?
I made fun of it last night too. Can't wait to see bros with local comedy clubs slap local comedians because they didn't like the joke. Yeah, see, here's the thing, guys. Okay? Here's the thing. That's entirely different. And also completely unacceptable. Okay? Like, it's like thinking that you I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck to say about this. It's like you see a dude bitch slap another dude, okay, at the Oscars, and all of a sudden, like, all hell breaks loose. Like, you think that was it? That was what was holding me back? I mean, that's psychotic. If someone tries to do that, they should go to fucking jail, okay? Straight up. There were 9 mass shootings, more than 3 people injured in each last weekend. These people need to shut the fuck up. People think, how is it different though? I mean, is it different when you and your brother get into a fucking fight, or you and a relative, like, than you and a close friend, than you and a fucking peer, versus you and a random stranger you don't like? There are varying degrees of violence. All of it overall is obviously unacceptable, but like, the difference in this situation is that these are people that have known each other for 35 fucking years, okay? That's crazy. They're not related, I know. I'm not saying that. It's all on a spectrum, okay? Jesus Christ, why are people so Here, dude, here. Let me paint it for you fucking dumb-brained idiots, okay? Here. Okay, here. Let's do it like this. Okay? Here is a spectrum of violence, okay? Now, all violence is unacceptable, okay? All violence is across the board unacceptable. I'm an anti-violence guy. I don't like fighting. I never want to fight. I always say everybody loses on a fight, okay? So I would go so far as to say if we have like less acceptable,
Himbo shit.
more acceptable. Okay, here it is. Less acceptable, more acceptable, okay? On a violence tier list,
Slap
PTSD
adds
for my
style.
physics homework. Okay, shut up. Okay, listen. On a violence tier list, okay? We have over here on like the least acceptable one, random fucking stranger heckler, okay? Random heckler guy who's like, I'm gonna kill you for jokes. Completely unacceptable, unimaginable, okay? It's like, you're going to jail, fuck you, okay? On this side, you have, I don't know, brothers fighting. Two brothers.
:/.
Like me smacking Marat, okay? Or Marat trying to smack me. Now, it's still bad, okay? It's still not good. Not all right. But it's more all right than this, which understandably will create criminal consequences. Now, am I saying Will Smith and Chris Rock are here? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're like here, okay? And where people should be like, oh, it's time for fucking, legitimate criminal action to be taken is like over here. This is where Will is. He's firmly on the other side of it, okay? Given the nature of the slap, given the circumstances, the events that took place, and where it happened, who it happened between, what happened before, what happened after, it does not, in my opinion, meet the metric of, oh, dude, this is incredible. This is like hyper gore. This is incredible violence.